Welcome to Give Me 5 Minutes, WTM Africa's on-site podcast where we capture the pulse of the show floor through dynamic conversations. I am your host, Andela Mlandu, broadcasting live from our very own Soundgarden recording studio. Let's dive in. Joining me today is Jonathan Passaportis, who is the head of tourism at St Helena Tourism. Jonathan, welcome to our podcast.
Nila, thank you so much. It's lovely to be here. And yeah, really amazing to be in Cape Town. Always puts on such an amazing show. I do have to say, though, that being inside when the weather's doing what it's done the last couple of days it's been tough. It has been tough. But no, it's been beautiful being here.
But another beautiful part of, the world is St Helena. And not St Helena Bay, St Helena, the island.
St Helena, the island, one of the most remote places in the world with an airport. So
how do we even get there?
So it's a really good question. Most people that do know St Helena will know that it used to be supplied by a RMS ship, the RMS St Helena, and that used to take, so you'd be on the water 7-8 days, but it was basically a once a month trip. We then built an airport, and we have been really lucky to get an amazing trade partner in Airlink. And Airlink, they fly once a week from Joburg to St Helena, and then during season, which for us runs December through until March, we have once a week out of Cape Town as well. So we're really developing and building these relationships with the city of Cape Town, with the people of Cape Town through that Airlink flight.
Talking about partnerships as well, when we think of St Helena Bay, if you've done the research, you'll know that there's a population of about 4,000.
St Helena Island.
My apologies. Thank you for correcting me. St Helena Island.
Yes.
There's a population of about 4,000
Just
people?
about 4,000 people, yeah. So when I got there was slightly over 4,000, but it is an aging population. I mean, last year we had 8 babies born on the island, that's it. So it is an island that we're trying desperately to work and to try and bring the population up. We're obviously out here now marketing the island as a tourism destination, but as we all know, I've had the pleasure of listening to a few speeches being done over the weekend and this week by Alderman Voss, who was explaining all the transformative good that tourism can do. And that's exactly why we're here, because we need this investment, we need the people, we need the tourism, because that is giving this island a future. So it's a tiny little population, one of the most remote places, as I said, and that is the unique thing, and that is the whole reason why people come, because they come. Yes, we've got this beautiful history. It's an island where Napoleon ended up dying, and so there is the historical element to it, but there's also just this spectacular natural beauty. We are surrounded. We actually have a marine protected area which is the size of France, so the natural beauty that's in the water in terms of, we get whale sharks. I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of swimming with one. It's one of the more scary things I've done, which is silly because they're completely harmless, but they're huge. You dive into the water and there's this massive animal there, and we have 1/3 of the UK's biodiversity exists on this little island. It's 122 square kilometers big, so it's the size of a kind of a farm in the Karoo. So yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That is magical. Talk about that, it's like talking about dynamite coming in small packages. I mean, there's history, there's an historical element, there's a cultural element, but there's also a nature element. And I know there's been a lot of activities, adventure activities and water sport activities that are there. Can you please tell us a little bit about the events that have taken place?
So we are amazed, or I've been amazed being there at this natural beauty that we're talking about, and as you mentioned, all the spectacular nature that one can come and find when you're on that island. And the ways that you do that, so obviously it's via hiking, because it is this volcanic island. So there are roads, there's some really impressive infrastructure around the island. But the best thing to do is to hike. We've got 25 postbox walks. We're really delighted to actually inform the world that we went live with Outdoor Active yesterday. So Outdoor Active is this beautiful online site which has all these amazing hikes. It's free to use, and so jump on and have a look at the stunning hikes that are out there. Outdoor Active, St Helena Island. And so we've launched those. And the thing is that because we're so remote, that although we've got amazing internet connectivity when you're in the towns, the moment you get out, it's a little bit off. So you can actually download those routes, and you can do the routes now using your phone. You can do them offline, which is really exciting for us on the island. So we've launched these our hiking routes, and then we also went live 2 weeks ago with the world's most remote marathon.
Wow.
That is going to be on the 28th of February, 2027. And we've actually negotiated with airline. We've got extra flights on over that time. So we've got the Tuesday, we've extended the Tuesday season. So we've got flights out of Cape Town. So we encourage all the Cape Townians to come and really, really test your mettle on our marathon, 42 Ks. It's going to be tough because it's high.
And it's quite steep, right?
There's a lot of steep hills there. So it's actually about 1,300 meters of elevation that you climb, 1,600 meters of descent. So it is, make sure you've done your hill training, make sure you've got your knees nice and fit for the run.
And when we talk about, the target market for the island, who is it? Is it, the adventurer? Is it the historian? Who is the target market?
The target market is anyone brave enough to come out there. Now, when I say brave, it's not a scary place. It's one of the safest places in the world. We do have a prison. People do ask me that. 4,000 people. Like, do you even have a prison? We do, but there's 12 people in there. That's it. So it really is safe. I don't lock my house. I don't lock my car. I actually leave the keys in the car because I lose keys. So I actually just literally leave the keys in the ignition on the front, which takes some getting used to when you come travel here again.
Exactly.
You definitely have to take the keys out. But yeah, so it's a really, really safe destination. So when we say you have to be brave, you have to be brave because it's so remote. And so we always say that it is that bucket list destination in the true sense of bucket list, in that, there are more people that went to North Korea last year than came to St Helena. So it is the place for the intrepid traveler. It is the place for the person that really knows what they want and wants to go out and experience something completely unique. When you're sitting, on the paddle or on the side of the paddle court having your beer, and your mate is giving it the, well, I'm doing a trip down to Antarctica. You say, well, I'm doing St Helena. We got far fewer people coming to us than going down there. So yeah, there's always that. That's that braggability, but it's more than that, because you are making a change. You are developing a community. You are developing an economy by coming and experiencing that trip.
And how involved are the local communities in St Helena?
Very much so, very much so. So St Helena tourism owned by the island. It literally is. So everyone involved in the island tourism is local. We do have the Mantis Hotel, which runs the one hotel there, but they actually have a management policy of employing local. And then in terms of your guiding, in terms of all of that is also, you go out and you go whale shark watching. You go with the local, who was an ex-fisherman who's now developed into a tourism provider. When you go diving, it's with locals. And it is owned and operated by local saints, which is such a unique thing, because every pound that you spend goes directly into the pocket of the community. And that kind of conversation's been had a lot around the halls. Is tourism sustainable? Is the money going to the big corporate, or is it going to the actual, the people that need the money in the communities? And that is St Helena. It's going straight to the people that need it.
A big economic driver for,
It's the biggest. So on St Helena, it's the biggest economic, basically driver on the island.
What events are coming up next that we can, add to our calendars so that we can plan a trip to St Helena?
So the big ones, so our whales come in, so the whale sharks, they come in during season. They were a little bit late this year, so they came in towards the middle of February, but normally they'll come in towards the end of January. So whale shark season's January, February, March. They are still there this year as well, so we're beginning to say April. Then we've obviously got the world's most remote marathon, and around that there is the Adventure Week. So when people come out for the marathon, we really want to put everything that one can do and really kind of put that out front and center. So we're going to be organizing the itinerary. We've still got one or two little things that we've got to finalize before I can publish it, but what we do know is there's going to be a couple of basically the highlights of our post-box walks. There's going to be an open water swim. There is going to be the Jacob's Ladder Challenge, so we would love to challenge anyone that thinks that they're really good with stairs. I know you guys have this Jacob's Ladder down the Simonstown way, there is it?
But not in terms of the staircase, how many?
So we've got 699 stairs.
Sure.
And the record of that currently stands at 4 minutes 40.7. It is an unbelievable thing. I'm a tall guy, and I thought I was quite fit. My record at the moment is still sitting about 11 and a half minutes. Look, I'm getting old. I claim that I'm getting old. But no, it's a proper challenge. So we'd love to see people come out. So that's going to be on the Thursday. Then Friday will be a little bit of a rest day. You start to relax, maybe the swim. And then Saturday will be full relaxed. And then Sunday is then the marathon. Monday we'll do some yoga, have a bit of a stretch, and then maybe an afternoon walking session. And then Tuesday people fly back to Cape Town, or the following Saturday back to Joburg. So that's going to be our big focus. But in terms of, you said, why should we pack our bags? Anytime you want to just get away from it all, you want to really have some personal connections with some amazing people. We only got cell phones a couple of years ago, so people still communicate. You know, you walk down the street, and I'm actually leading a delegation here at the moment, and we walk down the street and everyone's waving. And you have to say, guys, we don't wave and don't wave here. People think you're mad. And you say hi to everyone, and you chat. And that's been the biggest thing for me being on the island, is those personal connections. You walk down the street and you literally talk. You talk to everyone. They'll say, oh, hey, John, now they know me. They'll be, hi, John, how are you doing? What's happening in tourism? And we chat all the way down. You chat all the way back up the street again. And it's beautiful because people aren't just making noise. They aren't just asking you to be polite. They actually want to know, and that happens to everyone. So any other tourists come, they arrive saying, "Oh, I'm here for a 2-week diving destination. Oh, it's going to be so fun." And then I chat to them at the end and say, "How was your stay? What was the highlight?" And they say, "No, the highlight was the people," and that's so cool. I think it's amazing. Yeah.
It sounds like a beautiful place that all of us should go to. Thank you so much for giving us more insight on St Helena, and we wish you all the best with all the amazing activities coming up. And everyone must travel to St Helena.
Thank you. Yeah, we would love to have everyone there, and thank you for the opportunity to chat.
Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Amazing.
That was Jonathan Passaportis, who is the head of tourism at St Helena Tourism.
Turn any space into a content powerhouse. With Orange Orbit's mobile podcast studio, we bring the full setup to you. Professional mics, multi-camera video, and an on-site technician. Perfect for exhibitions, events, and brand activations. You focus on the conversation. We handle the rest. Recording, editing, and delivery ready for your channels. Orange Orbit Productions. Real conversations, real content, anywhere.